is Fichi Anikwe. Welcome to another episode of the Clean Tech Pod, where we foster necessary conversations around clean energy and sustainable development. On today's episode, we're diving into a topic that directly affects our cities, our environment, and our future, called waste. From recycling to upcycling to converting waste into clean energy, there's a revolution happening in how we view and manage waste in Africa. Today, we're joined by one of our very own ecosystem volunteer who recently participated at the World Cleanup Day event, focused on tackling textile and fashion waste. Her name is...
My name is Umi Jibril, and I am a volunteer at Clean Tech Hub.
Yes. You're welcome, Umi.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you here. So for many, this was the very first time learning that textiles can actually be recycled, and today we want to hear their reflections, lessons, and ideas on how communities like ours can push forward sustainable practices. So, Umi Jibril, you are basically a pioneer in advancing waste management and circular economy solutions, based off of your experience. And together we're going to explore how waste can be turned from an environmental burden into a driver of innovation, clean energy and jobs, just based off of what you might have experienced at that World Cleanup Day event. So let's start with our first question. Can you just share a bit about your experience participating at the World Cleanup Day with ReFab Africa? Like, what was the day like for you?
That day was truly an eye-opening experience. Being at World Cleanup Day with ReFab Africa really made me to realize how much fashion waste that we are generating without realizing that. And also, we didn't just collect. It was not all about collecting waste and collecting the clothes from people, picking them up. It was about connecting with the people. It was about creating awareness. I found myself educating people that there's something as fashion waste in the world. So and the energy working with the volunteers who were in the program, at the events, the energy I saw with those passionate volunteers who are also passionate about environment, it just made that day so fulfilling. So yes.
So this awareness that you were able to shape on that day, how has it made you see fashion waste now? How are you going to interact with fashion waste or textile waste going forward?
Okay, before now, I used to see fashion waste like old clothes, something you just throw away or you give away or you just burn them. But now, learning from that day what we can use with textile, what we can do to textile waste, I now know that it can be recycled, it can be upcycled into something else, something beautiful. And you made mention of how I will make from going forward. It will be about talking to the people, educating them on what to do going forward. Yeah.
So those around you, you'll now be able to tell them, instead of throwing away your clothes, you can also do this.
Yes.
That's great. So when you were at the event, what was the community's response when you collected some of their unused clothes? Were they surprised, curious, or supportive?
Honestly, it was a mix. Some were surprised, like, really, wait, clothes can be recycled. I was like, yes. If I was also telling them that, yes, I myself I'm finding out. It made sense because before now you see clothes at the landfills, at the waste heap, and it's causing a pressure to the land. It's causing harm to the environment, to the water also. So it can be recycled. They were surprised, so I was able to communicate that to them. And then some were also curious, like, how is it going to be? I told them, and then some they were curious, they were surprised, and where the curiosity that I really connect with is, it's made me to start conversing with them. I was now talking to them, telling them what fashion waste can be. Yes.
Yeah. So as a clean tech volunteer, I'm sure that you follow some of our work and some of the things that we put out. What stood out most to you about the link between fashion waste and how it affects our environment? What were you able to learn from ReFab Africa?
I realized that fashion is contributing to waste. There's a deep effect that fashion waste is contributing to the environment, and now it's not just about, we're not throwing away the fashions, any waste fashion. There's now potential. I now see potential in fashion. Fashion waste, it can be turned to, it's a resource that can be turned to another material entirely. So that's just how I see it now.
That's good. At least you have now another idea of what some of this textile waste can be transformed into. So
it isn't just about
trashing
them. It's not just also about your style. I now know that fashion, modern style, it also contributes to environment harm and damage. Yes,
that's good to know. So how do initiatives like ReFab's cleanup drive, how can that inspire more young people and communities to take action? So while you were there and you were talking to people, do you think that this is something that you could go into another community and tell them this is like an initiative that you want this community to take up? And how would you go about that?
When young people see another young people go into initiative like that, it creates a ripple effect. So from now on, and the way ReFab also put it, they didn't make it look so big. It was sustainable, it was practical, something that we can go into. It's not difficult to go into. So ReFab initiative like ReFab now is welcomed. They are not just there trying to make a big policy, a change in policy. They are out there making it practical and sustainable. And also how I see it from now on is, you go out there, you talk about it to people, educate people about it, and also go out there and talk about it to the people. That's how I say it.
And you'll be surprised how many people will be receptive to what you're saying to them.
Yes.
So there was a certain project that Clean Technology Hub just ended last year. It was the Nigerian Plastic Action Project. And during that project, we also went into communities to also teach them how they can transform their textile waste into other household materials. One of those was using some of that textile waste to sort of decorate old tires and then turning those tires into furniture. I'm actually curious because I wasn't there at the World Cleanup Day event. What sort of things were you able to transform at that event from your textile waste that was gathered?
It was more of collection, donation, and awareness on that day. But with the little awareness they told we, the volunteers, was they will be turned into bags. They will be turned into other things that we can use, like a purse, a bag, maybe some fashion, some arts can be turned to arts. It should just beautify the environment instead of them being in the waste heap.
Because I know that I've seen tote bags that have been made from recycled material. That's great. So if you can send one message to listeners about textile waste, what would it be?
The message I will send will be simple. What you wear doesn't just define your style, it also impacts the planet. So every choice you make concerning the clothes, every choice you make with your clothes, just have it at the back of your mind that it impacts the planet, it impacts the environment. And also from now on, we should be conscious of what we buy, how long we use it, and when they end up. And also the message I want to send out there is never underestimate the power of small actions. You might be thinking, I'm just donating 2 clothes, I'm just donating just 10 clothes, what will you make? There's power in that action that you take. You within time, just give it time, you will see that from that 3 clothes you're able to donate, or that awareness you went out to do, it really goes a long way without you even knowing it.
Now that you know that textile waste can be recycled and even upcycled, what practical steps do you think individuals can start taking at home or in their community? So if I'm at home now and I want to recycle my textile waste, how do I gather it? And even if after I've gathered it, who do you think I can give this textile waste to, apart from ReFab Africa? Or maybe I don't want to give it to anyone. Maybe I actually want to do something with it myself. Just give us an idea of something that can be done from the home based off of what you've learned.
Okay, you can repurpose your clothes, turn them like worn-out shirts to cleaning rags. Yes, you can turn out those shirts that you're no longer using to something creative. The idea is don't throw it out, and before buying anything new, you just have to ask yourself, do you really need this? So that you not just go and buy it and then go and keep it. So you ask yourself, do you really need this before you buy them? And I will not still take away the part of donation, because at a point you get tired of seeing them in your house. So the best thing is just to collect them and then look for a place, a community where they collect this, and which is ReFab Africa. They are big on that. They collect this. They have a donation bank. So just bring it to them. They know what to do with it. From my knowledge, they said they will be giving donation to community. They can wash them, rewash them, and donate to community who are in need of those clothes that you think, oh, I'm tired of seeing them, I don't want to use them again. So they can also recycle, they can also upcycle. So I can't take that away from what community can do. Donate still, we can still reuse, repurpose them, turn them to something that will not make it be in the landfills. In the waste heap, yes.
So that's great. So ReFab Africa is not just recycling and upcycling; they are reusing, they are repurposing.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing your reflections and first-hand experiences. It's inspiring to see how awareness can spark action and how small steps like collecting unused clothes can grow into larger movements for sustainability. And we hope this conversation encourages more of our listeners to think about their fashion choices, reduce waste, and explore recycling and upcycling options. Together we can build a cleaner, circular future. Thanks for listening.